Hi there. If you're happy to give me just a few minutes of your time, I'm going to show you how you can take the talent palette, feed it information about your culture, your values, your other working realities, and then generate tools, assets and content that you can use that will better help you attract, engage and hire people more likely to succeed in your business. While I log in, let me be completely honest with you, because to not say this would be kind of misleading. What I'm about to show you is really quick, and the quality of the outputs is very good. But this is just the tip of the iceberg. With all AI, it's very much a case of if you put slop in, you are going to get slop out. So if you have robust documentation about your culture, your values, your mission, your purpose, your brand, your tone of voice, your value proposition, then the outputs are going to be great. And that's what I'm going to show you. Feeding this with the nutrition it needs to give you the great outputs. Your documentation may not have to be as sophisticated as I'm going to show you in this example. I've built this so you can vibe with it. You may have some ideas, but it needs something of some substance. So although this bit is really quick and you can do it in 5 minutes or less, the research, the strategy behind it is what takes the time. That's why you might engage with a consultant like me to help you identify that, articulate it, communicate it, and then come to a platform like this to some extent to then activate it. So if you've got that documentation and you're just struggling to activate it consistently with your tools, your assets and your content, let me give you that use case and how this works. Right, let's go. So you go through all this. I'm not going to dwell on what these bits are. I've done tutorials. I'll link to them in the comments so you can take a deeper dive should you wish to. But let's create our first profile. So, culture. Here is where I might upload documents. So let me give you an example of what they might look like. And when I say kind of detailed documentation, I've got this one, for example, which it's a mock document, but it pulls on work I've done, things I actually value and believe and really want to focus on and be a driving force for me in my business. So here is my purpose. Really want to help small to medium businesses, scale-ups, startups, thriving organizations. When I do this type of work, I often dissect it because these can be quite lofty and quite philosophical. So I like to really hone in and make sure it's pragmatic, practical, and real. Similar to our mission, same process again. I've then got a set of, these are my values, but they're mock values I've created and anonymized. So you can see, just to give a demonstration of the detail, these aren't my official values you'll see on my website, but I do live by these and work by them. I've also got tone of voice guide. I've got an EVP document, but what I've done is just kind of summarize that in this one thing to give an example. So you can see my purpose, mission repeated. Values are in here, what to say, what not to say, tone of voice guidelines, words, phrases that I will never use in my work and always strongly urge clients not to use them in theirs. You know, things like ninja, guru, rock star. It's cliched, it's cheesy, it's a bit cringy in my opinion. So I feed my AI to make sure it never uses things like that. If you want to, that's on you. We probably just won't get on. I'm joking. Kinda. But anyway, you get the idea. Very detailed, quite thorough, very robust documentation. As I say, really good nutrients for the AI to feed on and be accurate. So what have we got next? Purpose and vision. Well, I definitely have that. It's in my purpose, mission and vision document. Wait for that to upload and we're going to process it. And it should hone in on specifically the purpose, because in the document it's titled purpose. The AI can find it and extract only that element. It's purpose. This purpose based on position as an enabler, not a savior. Fantastic. Do the same. I don't have to upload the same document again. It's already in my file bank. It's listed, it shows you where it's being used, in case you can't remember and need to remember in future. Let's process that. There we go, talent partner to my clients, helping them identify, articulate, communicate, activate their culture. Perfect. Let's carry on. My values, it's in that same document, so I can rinse and repeat. There we go. There are the values. Challenge limits, prioritize impact, respect others. Perfect. Let's keep going. My EVP, that's not in that document, so I'm going to upload my EVP document, which is here. There we go. Process that. And there you go. All good. Yep, pulled out precisely what's in that document, and onwards we continue. Now, as you've seen, it doesn't exactly take long to do this, but for some, because we're easily spoiled and we've been doing basic things in our LLMs, ChatGPT, Claude, etc., what I have done is, when building this, I have programmed the AI to focus on quality. There's a thing you can do called grounding. Yes, you can make it faster, but then it can make mistakes and start hallucinating and just writes gibberish or just makes things up entirely. This platform doesn't do that. It's built in a way that if it takes 10 seconds longer, may seem like an eternity when you're staring at a screen, but let's be honest, it's not, then I've told it to take longer and be more thorough. Brand identity, I've got tone of voice coming up, so I'm going to leave that one, and here we can put my tone of voice document in. Tone of voice guide, there we go. Now, you may have had some of these elements on your career site or your corporate site. Here you paste the URL, you'll process it, and it will do the same thing. It'll extract the relevant information and complete the field for you. So all very simple. There we go, tone of voice, communication style, being human to human, personal connections, human, bold, balanced, professionally approachable. Yep, and it breaks all that down. Specific, not fluffy, that's obviously very me, etc., etc. But again, it's based on the quality of the document, as I said at the start. And we are done. So again, don't have to do all the fields. In the tutorials, I explain what this little widget is in more depth, and it's kind of helps you navigate, and it's a quality checker that you can go back and improve on at a later date. So we can close that. Right, master brand is ready. Let's go and create our first job. When you come here for the very first time, there's this, which shows you what you can do, how it works. There's multiple ways to use this and insert your job details. There's a bit about the boilerplates, how that works, how you can apply it, have it across the business or not. Oh, where did that go? Here we are. So here's a job I created earlier. There's with the profile, there's a quality checker, just asks you to include some minimum detail. You may have a boilerplate, you can paste it in here. If not, it doesn't matter. You can create it in the asset generation library. If you do add it here, you can say whether you want it to be applied to all adverts and job descriptions in the master brand or not. Again, there's a whole tutorial on boilerplates and what they can do. So let me just add this in. Here we go. So talent attraction, have a quick read of that. Whilst you do, I will add the requirements. There we go. So you can see here, looking for a kind of a marketing content lead for creative and production, says what they're looking for, web, email, print, blah, blah, blah. And then you can do the outro, boilerplate, location, let's just say the UK, let's say fully remote. But if it was hybrid, it tells you I can put in 2 days. I'm looking for someone full-time, but I might entertain a contract as well, or a contract as well, or a. And let's say for this role, let's say 50,000 to, I don't know, 60,000. Excellent, create job. It goes away, there's my profile, there's the job that sits under it. I can view the details. If I wanted to edit this, I could, as you can see here, but that's all good. Close that, and let's now generate some assets. And let's say for this one, I am going to do a Boolean search, and for that, I'm going to need an outreach email when I find people I want to contact, and let's do a LinkedIn post. There's much more you can do as an example. Let's do some interview questions as well. Generate those. Now that's going to go away, do its thing. As I said, I have been quite specific with the AI to focus on quality, making sure it's grounded in reality. And whilst that's working, now I can go away, I can do something else in the app. It will tell me what's going on. It's already gone on to generating the second of the 4 assets I selected, which is the email outreach. It's reminding me down here what job it's for. So again, I don't have to keep on doing mental somersaults. I could go away and do something else if I wanted to, work in another browser, another app, go and write some emails whilst this is working. But that will keep on doing its thing in the background, and then they will start appearing in the assets. As you can see, I can start reviewing these now. In fact, let's do that. Let's look at these Boolean searches. So here you can see we've got the comprehensive search, we've got title focus search, we've got skill focused search, put my teeth back in, and we've got simplified broad search. Now, instead of having to copy and paste these in Google, it very helpfully gives you the option here where you can run the searches. In fact, let's do that now. You might hear a ping that will tell us that the other assets have been completed. We can come back and look at those in a moment. Let's look at the comprehensive search. Click that, and there you go. It's done an X-ray. Recruitment marketing, creative director, talent brand. And then you can go click on those, and obviously they will appear in the, oh, we've got some confetti. I might want to do a title-focused search, employer brand, talent marketing, talent attraction, employer brand. As you can see, it is very good at doing that. So then we say, okay, well, we've got those people now on LinkedIn. I'll click on those links. I'll go to their profile, and I will want to send them a message. So let's use the email outreach. As you can see, the other assets are done. So you can look at that. And here you go. Now, the good thing about this that I've built in also is that it has gender decoder, which you can turn that on here, and it will tell you the output, whether it's leaning towards being a bit too masculine, feminine, or just sits in the middle. So what you can do is come to the edit. It's called marketing lead. What does the gender decoder say about that? Neutral alternatives. It might say you should be better off as a manager or head or director or specialist. But I'm happy with that. Is exactly the kind of expertise. At reveal the real, let's look at this. To be the driving force. To be the driving power, the driving catalyst. Let's use catalyst. There you go. You'll have autonomy. You'll have freedom. Let's go with freedom. Perfect. And as you can see here, this is now coming back to be more balanced, and it's gone green. Okay. As you can see, because I fed it great detail, it's got the follow-up message, other templates in here, follow-up emails, a question about your work in employer branding, because that's obviously the role. As you can see, very good there. So I can use that straight away, start sending it out. I might then want to double up with a LinkedIn post. Again, it does the gender decoder. You've seen that, you get the idea. Ready to be creative for shaping how we connect with future talent as our content lead. You'll be the driving force behind Reveal the Real Employer brand. Your role. I'm very keen that ads are candidate first. They start with the what's in it for me. It's not we are looking for, we want you to. For me, it has to be from the candidate's perspective. You will be doing this. Your impact will be. You'll be excited because, and as you can see, this does that. Because that's how I've programmed the tone of voice and the communication style in the documents I fed it. And then you've got your interview questions. So this is great because it not just talks about the technical areas of the role to question, but it gives you behavioural questions, cultural fit questions based on the information you feed the platform. And then it gives you your assessment scorecard. Now, these might not be exactly what you're after, but if you don't want these in their entirety, you can go in and you can edit them. You might want 1 to 10, which fine, you can go in here and you can add should you want to, and then save those changes. So there you go. I think if you take away all my descriptions and explanations, that was within the 5 minutes. Very simple, very easy to use. You can come back to your dashboard, manage it. But as I say, once you've got the information, very simple. If you don't know your culture and your values, you may approach someone like me, hint, hint, and I can help you identify that, document it, so you've got the information, you've got the documents you need to feed platforms like this. Anyway, hope you found that helpful and interesting, and maybe gets you a bit excited with what the opportunities and capabilities are out there to make your life a bit easier, make your work a bit faster, and make your candidate quality a bit higher. See you soon.